His name is Sammy. He's 4.5, not yet 5, but definitely not just 4. He has a bunch of superhero figurines back home. Green Lantern, Spider-Man, Superman, you name it, he's got it. Just not now. You see, Adam hasn't been home in over a year. He lives in this refugee camp with his mother, Dana. She doesn't tell him that his father was tortured and killed, just that he's busy right now, honey, and we'll catch up soon. But Adam doesn't want to wait. He wants to show his dad how he can sling Spider-Man from building to building and fly Superman across the city. Adam just wishes things could be the way they were before. He misses the superhero he calls Dad. Her name is Emma. She's a 32-year-old mother, and her husband work at the Aleppo Medical Center, where he responds to emergencies and she delivers babies. Just last week, the ICU wing across from hers got bombed. She was scared, but not surprised. It was only a matter of time such would happen. Without these doctors, there would be no one to treat the number of patients flocking in from all sides of town. She delivers babies and continues to do so, even though every day could be her last. She hands the newborn, to its mother, and a smile spreads across her face, but a sting simultaneously pierces her heart as questions fill her mind. From which mothers will these infants derive health from? From which unbroken playgrounds will these kids play? From which institution will they learn and become our future? What aspect of Syrian life has yet to be tainted and tarnished by the corruption of bullets and the potency of fear? She checks the baby for a healthy response, and to her fortune, everything is healthy, but her response is just a sting with a smile. His name is Sammy. He's a 24-year-old guy living in Damascus, Syria, and he's got things to do and places to go. Right now, his task is to grab bread for the family so they can eat dinner. On his way back home from the market, he spots a plane overhead and realizes that that's a sign for a bomb about to strike. This doesn't faze him, though, and he continues his walk like any other. He arrives home to the sight of his mother crying, a scene he's rather accustomed to. They prepare dinner in silence as the news drones in the background. They eat, and he heads upstairs to his homework. A large stack of books await him and his dream to finish medical school. But unfortunately, the war doesn't. Her name is Nora. She lives in Naperville, Illinois. She's a student at Neuqua Valley High School. As an American Syrian, she has her grandparents living at home with her. They came for just a visit, but they're stuck here now. She doesn't mind, though. It's nice to have them around. School consumes her schedule. When she's not busy finding the polar coordinates of a limicon or finding the friction a ball has on wood chips, she's thinking, actually thinking. She picks up her phone and realizes that time difference can be one hell of an annoyance. 8 hours. She pours herself some coffee in hopes of staying up a couple of hours. And finally, when the time zones seem to have met some mutual agreement, she calls. On good days, they pick up and have normal conversation, but on most, the internet's too poor or the line just doesn't go through. On the days that they do pick up, though, she's happy, assured, and normal. They hold a conversation, but her left brain kicks in some questions of military background, and she starts asking, who's dead? When's the last time you guys had water? When's the last time electricity was there? Do you have food? Is everyone okay? It is these questions that have embedded themselves onto the tip of her tongue for the past 4 years. But unfortunately, her heart has not been immune to their answers. She goes to her father to seek his therapeutic nature, but he too is not immune to the answers of such questions. She doesn't blame him, though. He's not immune to the thought of his sister going to work every day, worried of that being her last. He's not immune to the thought of his 24-year-old nephew just wanting to get on with his life and finish medical school, but being unable to. He's not immune to the thought of the destruction of his family, his friends, and all of his life's memories. She doesn't blame him, so she writes. She writes her thoughts, her feelings, her hopes, and her dreams. And sometimes when she has enough courage to, she speaks them out loud. It is this hope that she has for a rebuilt Syria that shapes her dreams of families reunited and that keeps her head up high. She knows Syria will be good one day. She doesn't know when or how, but she knows it will. And they all do. This is not our cry for a submissive defeat. Syria's story is only getting started.